Hey there, friends, and welcome back after our little holiday break to episode 318 of Just the Zoo of Us. This week, I am joined by a wildlife educator and zookeeper to round up his top 3 friend-shaped carnivores, all the cutest critters that could absolutely wreck you. We discuss hidden Mickeys, toxic friend groups, modern-day sabertooths, delicious hair, an unlikely pair of woodland best friends, and so much more. Just the Zoo of Us presents Jungle Jordan's top 3 friend-shaped carnivores. Hi there, everybody. It's Ellen Weatherford with Just the Zoo of Us, your favorite animal review podcast. I'm so excited. I have a brand new friend to introduce y'all to this week. This is Jungle Jordan. Say hi, Jordan.
Hey, guys. How's everybody doing?
Real quick, what are your pronouns?
He, him.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to talk to you. I feel like I have a parasocial relationship with you already because I've watched so many of your videos and I feel like I know you already.
Yeah.
So surprised that this is the first time I've actually talked to you, but I'm very excited about it. And Jordan, you make a lot of really, really fascinating content about the animals that you get to work with. What got you into the work that you do with animals?
So basically, ever since I was a kid, I always grew up just watching different TV shows, different animal movies. Like Free Willy was one of my biggest ones as a kid. I learned quickly about something, but as a kid, I wanted to be a marine biologist to work specifically with killer whales and be a marine mammal trainer.
That was effective propaganda. I want to say Free Willy was that shaped a generation, I feel like.
It did, 100%, like super 90s kid.
I feel like you're not the first person I've talked to that said Free Willy specifically.
Free Willy was huge. And, I knew, though, I didn't like water. So that was a quick, came and went.
That is a barrier, I feel like, to marine biology.
Yeah, I don't care for water. I really don't.
Not a fan of this, actually, turns out.
I can swim to save my life, but if someone else is drowning, I probably can't save them. I'm sorry, I have to look at you from afar.
Thoughts and prayers from this boat.
You'll be okay. I'll throw you a life
got this.
ring or something.
Moral support from the boat.
I grew up, I'm from Washington. I'm still here, Seattle.
Let's go.
Go Washington.
Represent.
Here we go. And, we are very lucky and fortunate that we have bald eagles here, right? And we see them regularly, right? And I remember there was this nesting pair of bald eagles near my backyard because I live kind of close to Lake Washington, and it's off in the distance. And they had a nice big tree in the backyard, and I would see them every year come back to keep adding to their nest, and I would see their babies fledge and fly off, and I just loved watching them every year. So that was got my fascination with binoculars and trying to figure out, I would look at bugs in the garden, things like that. And another thing as a kid, it was a dream to have my own little nature TV show. Jeff Corwin was huge, Steve Irwin, Jack Hanna, all those guys, David Attenborough, everybody.
The Mount Rushmore.
The Mount Rushmore. And, and then I grew up and it was like, okay, well, I'm not going to have a TV show. Okay. So, but then I grew up with ADHD and anger management issues. So my mom was trying to find a way that was going to keep me happy. And she found out that I was always happiest around the zoo or in the zoo. Mm-hmm. Even as a 5-year-old, I would run around the zoo. I would talk to strangers about the animals I saw.
I don't know what that's like. I've never done that.
Right, you've never done that? No, none of us. No, we're all the same weirdo, aren't we? And I use weird as a good term.
Different fonts.
Weird is perfect, by the way. I know I'm weird, and I love being weird and different, right? And I just had this obsession with talking to people about animals. And so my mom reached out when I was 11 to my the local zoo here in Seattle and wanted to see if I could become a volunteer. They initially said, no, he's too young, but she kept pushing and pushing and pushing. They were like, okay, fine, geez, hold on.
That's advocacy.
She did it. She did her thing. They were like, let's test him out. They brought me in. I went to the family farm area, and they had me working with rabbits and chickens and goats that first day. They're like, this kid is weird. He's like oddly into this, right? And he's like, they said I was
like, and we see weird kids every day.
Right.
We know weird kids.
They said I was a very mature 11-year-old, and so they allowed me to stay, and I was the youngest volunteer in their history.
Oh my gosh. Well, good on your mom, though.
Yeah, she pushed for it.
Like identifying the need, right?
Yeah.
Being like, hey, like this is a really effective regulatory strategy for my kid, right? Like, wow, your mom sounds cool.
She was awesome. And so as a kid, I used to always get suspended into fights and stuff, right? And so that was pretty bad for me, you know. But animals are what basically saved me. After I joined as a volunteer, that actually was the last year I got suspended from any school, because I had been suspended, expelled from 3 schools. I was going through a lot. And after this, I stopped. Like, my manager told me, animals basically are what saved you, and you kind of needed them. And so I felt I needed to be the spokesperson for animals, and not just a zookeeper. I thought I had to tell people about animals, and also in a way, making them be more understood was a way that I could be understood.
Wow.
And so that's kind of one of the reasons why I talk about animals today.
I have heard from a lot of people that like time in nature or time around animals and stuff like is very grounding and is very like helpful in regulating your own mental health. And like, I guess I feel like for me, it kind of like reorients me with the world.
Yeah.
You know, because like it feels like you're like seeing, especially when you're seeing wildlife and you're seeing an animal that you don't normally see, right? It feels like it almost like puts you back in touch with the earth.
100%. I freak out. Like my first time out east in the East Coast, right? I was at a conference, a zoo conference, and we were in Cincinnati. And I remember everyone's all excited to see the rhino. And then like, I go, oh my God. And they're like, what is it the rhino, Jordan? You see the rhino? I'm like, no, it's a cardinal.
Oh, and cardinal.
It was a wild cardinal in a tree. And I was losing my mind.
That's so funny.
And I was like, you guys, but Jordan, they're all over the place. I'm like, but no.
On the East Coast,
it's so red. Look at it. I had never seen one. So, you know.
And they are striking, too.
It is so vibrantly red. The biggest thing I noticed was they were smaller than I thought they'd be.
Oh, that makes sense.
It was beautiful, though. I was like, cardinal. And not the rhino. There's a black rhino in front of me. Severely endangered animal, whatever.
Yeah,
cardinal. Seen him. No.
That's so funny. I grew up in Florida, and like you definitely see so many cardinals that you just kind of tune them out eventually. Like they just become like part of the background.
Nope, not this 30-something-year-old. How old was I?
Well, you know what? But though, as someone who moved from Florida to Washington, that's now me every time Mount Rainier is visible.
Oh my gosh. I've met so many people like you with
that's me. Like that's the exact same experience of like you're like, yeah, okay, it's just like part of the landscape, right? But to me, I'm like, look, it is right there.
I will say though, it's beautiful and it's huge. Okay, it is amazing. I've been spoiled all my life with Mount
Cardinals
Rainier.
are also amazing, and we do often tend to kind of like tune them out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's cool. And in Florida, also, we would see a lot of people that like came in from out of town that hadn't been to Florida before, enamored with the lizards everywhere.
Oh, like the iguanas and everything, tegus, all
Not just
that.
the iguanas, just the little anoles.
Oh, the anoles, the anoles and the
they're everywhere.
The green,
like literally,
the
you can't look
brown.
outside without seeing like lizards everywhere. And like people would get, people that didn't grow up there were like enamored by them and would take a million pictures of them. Like it's like at Disney World, you could tell who wasn't from Florida by who was taking pictures of the lizards.
Yep. I'm also a big Disney person. I don't know if I mentioned that to you before. I'm a huge Disney nerd.
Animal Kingdom is going to be where it's at.
I love Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom is the
Been
vibe.
there quite a few times. It's absolutely fantastic there. I love it. And for me, it's so strange because I'm a big Disney theme park kind of guy. But then when I'm there, I forget that I'm also in a quote unquote zoo. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Like this is my life. Because I'm leaving out of the animal care space. I'm not really a zookeeper right now. Like I still work at a zoo, but I'm not a quote unquote zookeeper. I do other things more based on education. I'm in charge of the PR and marketing. I'm the only person in PR and marketing. So I talk to the news whenever we need to. I do all the stuff on camera. I also run the zoo social media page besides my own Jungle Jordan stuff. But there, I'm Jordan Veasley, right? At the zoo, I'm not Jungle Jordan. People will recognize me sometimes, but I'm Jordan Veasley. That's who I am. That's me. I mean, it's both me, but whatever. Anyways.
Different hats, though.
Different hats. And I help with education. So I'll give talks, tours. I'll do outreach. I'll go out to different locations and, bring animals with us, like some of our ambassador animals. Like, shoot, just yesterday. Yesterday was our first, we got these lion cubs, and it was their first day outside. Oh. And it's the first time they're touching grass, right? So oh my God. When I first went out, I got my camera and I was taking photos. But then after I was done taking photos, I had to go to the public side of things and start engaging with guests. And then after that, I had to help lead a birthday tour. So
Jeez.
You know what I mean? Like,
you're on.
I'm all over. And that's me all day, every day.
During the time that, you've been working with animals, whether that's in a hands-on capacity or like in an education capacity, you've crossed paths with some animals that I think a lot of people would describe as being friend-shaped. Animals
Yes.
who have the appearance of being very cute and very lovable and just so squeezable and cuddly, but that is ill-advised.
Correct, 100%.
Animals that would rip your face off if you tried it. Do not. The sort of adage being, if not friend, then why friend-shaped?
Exactly.
Right? If I'm not supposed to grab it and hug it and love it and pet it, then why does it look like that? Why is it so cute?
Like one of the first ones, right? It would be the African wild dog. Because, right, it's a canine. It looks like man's best friend, right? It looks like a cute little doggy.
Just a baby.
Yeah, but no, absolutely not. I've gone to a few places and I've talked to quite a few different keepers, right? Because that's one of the things I do for my content. I travel to different zoos and aquariums around the country. And I've met a lot of zookeepers, a lot of carnivore keepers specifically. And they say the true carnivore that scares them is the African painted dog, the African wild dog.
Wow.
They are just one of those animals that for sure, if you were to go in, that's it. It's game over for you.
Really?
Yes.
What is it about them that's so menacing? Because they look so cute from where I'm at, safely on the other side of a chain link fence.
It's just their nature, because they are the most efficient predators, the most efficient carnivores out there. They just have this instinct and drive. Over 80% of their hunts end in success.
That's really high.
Yes.
Because I feel like, when you hear about like lions and stuff like that, it's what, like 30, like 20, 30, 40%?
It's 1 out of 4 for lions. 1 out of every 4 hunts ends in a kill. So we at 25%? I can do math.
So the wild dogs are putting up like dragonfly success numbers. This is like scoreboard. Simply look.
Yeah. No, they are tough little, well, not little. I mean, they're like, would you say like, I don't know, medium to big size, dog size? Or what do you consider
German
a medium?
Shepherd size.
German
but
Shepherd,
I've seen them from like, so I'll tell you where I saw them. I saw them at the Living Desert Zoo in Palm Springs.
In Palm Springs, yeah. I still haven't been. I want to go so bad.
I was there in March. I was there for my birthday.
Happy belated,
my 30th birthday.
30th. Okay.
It was so cool. Mm-hmm. It's a really, really cool zoo because like I love to like see zoos and stuff like that. But if I'm traveling to a place, I usually don't go to the zoo first. It's usually not my highest priority. And I'll tell you why.
But it's on the list. It's on the list.
It's on the list, but it's like if I'm going to be spending like a week, I'll go to the zoo. But if I only have like a couple days, usually the zoo is not my highest priority thing because I feel like a lot, if I look at the zoo and I say, oh, okay, they have an animal I've never seen before, or they have like a specific thing, maybe that'll bump it up in priority. But I feel like I've seen some like world-class zoos, and I like to, like when I'm traveling somewhere, I like to go somewhere that feels like representative of the place. So like if I go to Atlanta, and I'm like, okay, the zoo in Atlanta is fantastic. It's a great zoo and everything, but it doesn't feel like Atlanta, right? Like it doesn't feel like it's going to be like it's not going to be reflective of like the environment and the culture. Like that's usually the things I prioritize.
Of the city of Atlanta.
Like I'm more interested in like experiencing the local environment and like the culture of a place and everything like that. So in Palm Springs, the Living Desert it's all desert stuff.
Right.
Which for me, I was like, okay, this feels like you're really getting into like the desert, right? Like this is like real. They have like really cool cactus gardens and really, really cool like pronghorn exhibits and like the wild dogs and like sand cats.
Yeah.
Like animals I've never seen in like a zoo before because like they require such like a specific hot, dry environment that like not a lot of other zoos can like replicate.
Right.
Like I was like, this rules.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, about the African wild duck that they had out there, the thing that surprised me the most about them was the sound that they make.
Oh,
it is not the sound you think.
You know, to try and mimic that, I would really have to. It's like a squealing chirp, squeak. Like it's like all that was a pretty decent one. It's like a yippy. It has like a squeal to it. Do you know what I mean? It's like
I don't know how to do that sound.
It's a weird noise.
If you're like walking through a zoo and you hear that sound, there's no way you're going to think it's dogs making that sound because it sounds like giggly almost. Like I remember thinking it sounded like giggly. Which
is why people often confuse them for hyenas.
I could see it.
You know, because they think about the laughter that hyenas quote unquote do, right? And it's just the way that their patterns are, right? Which African wild dogs get the name painted dogs because of that beautiful, almost Picasso-like painting all over their body. And each dog has their own unique pattern.
Really?
And some suggest that they have that so each individual can recognize each other. But that's one of the little things that researchers are saying.
Wow. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. You think some of them have like little, you know how like sometimes if you have a dog that has like spots that look like a heart or something 100%. Like that?
Guaranteed. Yes. Like there's no doubt in my mind. There's all kinds of paintings on their bodies. You know, all kinds of shapes. There might even be a hidden Mickey on there.
Oh, there's a hidden Mickey.
There might be.
It's like a Rorschach test. It's like they show you one of these like wild dogs and they're like, okay, what do you see on it?
Yeah, find the image. You know what else actually, one of the other random things that makes them different from regular canines is they only have 4 toes.
Oh,
yeah.
They're missing one.
They're missing a toe.
What happened to your toe?
I don't know. It's so strange. They don't have a dew claw. They're strange canines.
I always thought the dew claw seemed a little bit extraneous.
You know,
I was like, why is that still there?
I have no idea. You know, I couldn't tell you the reason, right? Because obviously over evolution and time, it's moved and like it's so far up. What is it helping with? You know,
what could you possibly be doing with that?
I zero clue. Like I wish that we have hopefully you have some canine specialist followers that can tell us what's going on in the comments.
So the wild dogs were just like, why do we even? They were like looking through the junk drawer of their body and be like, why do we still have this?
Yeah. It's like why? You know?
It's like batteries to something you had. It's like a charger cord to something that you haven't had in like 30 years. And you're like, why do I still have this? I'm gonna throw this away.
Yeah. You know, the one sad thing about them, though, is that their numbers are decreasing.
No.
You know, I think they're down to like less than 7,000 in the wild or something like that. It's pretty unfortunate.
They're so social, right? They're like pack hunters and things.
So they'll be in massive packs.
I feel like they would really suffer from not having as much population because they rely so heavily on like a big social group.
One of the biggest things that messes with them is the fragmentation. So they are heavily fragmented by human development and infrastructure. Also, they have to deal with different diseases. Canine distemper is really one of those things that just taking them out. They also have conflicts with, they like to eat livestock. So they have an issue with the farmers and the ranchers out there in Africa.
Yeah, people don't like it when you do that.
No, absolutely not. Because they like to go after actually a lot of different things, but their preferred prey are like medium-sized antelopes. But they can take down almost anything. They have so much endurance. They have these increased lung size. Wow. So they can just last. And like think about like a wolf, right? Like a gray wolf just wearing down its prey. And they will chase, and then like nip at it multiple times, and then they'll rotate in the pack who's chasing and nipping, and it's just a very efficient hunter.
Not Slender Man with pack tactics.
Right. Yeah, Slender Man, look at those long legs. Like, they almost are like a maned wolf as far as like those long, stilty legs.
Yeah.
Right?
You see these things coming after you, it's game over. You're cooked. I'm sorry.
That's it. Like, that's why watching some in the zoo setting, like how how they interact with the keepers, it's much more sporadic. Like with most carnivores that I've seen interact with zookeepers, they're very, usually really chill, sometimes really, really kind when taking like training meat and things. But with the painted dogs, their movements are just so jerky and fast, and they snap, they snap at the food, and it's just like quick.
You think they're like hyping each other up?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
It's like hanging out with little kids, right? Because if you got like one little kid, they're going to be pretty chill. Like everything's probably going to be pretty normal and you can talk to them. But when you have more than like a critical mass of like 3 or 4 kids, right, all hell is going to break loose. And like they're inoperable.
Yeah.
They're all just feeding off of each other and hyping each other up.
It's too much. It's too much. It's chaos.
They're
Actual
fully
chaos.
goblin mode.
Actual chaos.
It's for the boys. It's performative.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
I wonder if you had one wild dog just like separated by itself, he'd be like, oh yeah, I don't need to be doing all that. Like,
actually a funny thing about that, because I've noticed if they were needing to like do some work on one of the dogs, right, and they separate them from the rest of the pack, they're constantly like, they're doing something. Like they know, right? And the rest of the pack is like in the background, like, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, hey, they're about to do something to you. What do you think it is? We're over here.
You think they're making fun of them through the fence?
Probably not. No, I'm just being silly, but they're probably like, God, I hope Jerry's all right. Jerry, careful, they're coming. Go the other way. They're probably talking to him, probably telling them what to do.
Yeah, giving them cheats.
Giving them little directions, cheat codes and stuff. I don't know. I haven't actually seen one ever by themselves. Typically what I've seen packs age out, and I've seen there would be like 2 left, right? And one I've never really seen housed in front of house at a zoo. Typically they probably try to find them somewhere to go to, like where they can be in retirement. But they are definitely 100% a pack animal.
I wonder if they're just all making each other worse. It's just a toxic friend group.
Probably,
It's like, I'm pretty chill and like mild mannered, and like then like when you go out with your friends, a beast comes out.
Yes, a whole different version of you.
Hey y'all, we're taking a quick break to hear from some of our friends on the Maximum Fun Network. When we get back, we are going to get to Jordan's top 2 friend-shaped carnivores, so stay with us.
I'm Jordan Crucchiola, host of Feeling Seen, where every week I have a different actor, director, or writer as my co-host. And whoever that co-host may be, it is a sure bet that we are digging deep and having a great time doing it.
I love that you just said that.
Yeah, I mean, if I were going to join a cult, I think this might be it.
A fresh look at your favorite film and a peek behind the curtain at how movies get made.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna tell you this whole story. Okay, I almost got fired from that movie.
You should be listening to Feeling Seen.
I had so much fun. I love what you're doing.
I hope I did okay.
New episodes every week on Maximum Fun.
On Judge John Hodgman, the courtroom is fake, but the disputes are real.
Brian would say, I'm the Gumby of this family. He's just not.
Claiming to be Gumby is an un-Gumby-like claim.
No, it's just Gumby and I being our authentic selves.
So what's your complaint? Too many sauces?
There are no foods on which to put the sauces.
Have we named all the sauces on the top shelf yet? Not even close. You economize when it comes to pants.
Truly, it's not about the cleanliness of the pants.
Well, why isn't it? This is what I want to know. Judge John Hodgman, fake court, weird cases, real justice. On MaximumFun.org, YouTube, and everywhere you get podcasts.
Okay, so the African wild dogs were your number 3 favorite friend-shaped carnivore. What would you say is number 2? Who's coming in at your number 2 friend-shaped carnivore?
I'm going to throw one in there that I had the pleasure of being around a lot when I was an intern in my baby years of zookeeping. Clouded leopards.
Do so, baby.
Clouded leopards. Now, listen, they
look so squishable. They like, of all the like cats, they look the most just grabbable.
Their faces can have the sweetest, most kindest features and softest of almost any cat that I've seen. They are just and their little meows, their little sounds they make. They're not meows, but they make like a little like a sound when they're young.
No. That's the pet me sound.
Yes.
That's the pet me sound. That's the I'm a baby and I need love sound.
Now, here's the thing. So this one is almost like, it comes with some caveats to it, because yes, they actually can be really chill. They can be very sweet. Matter of fact, you see them a lot of times as ambassadors at multiple different zoos that interact very closely with people, with staff, and they can be a very chill cat, but they could be a very fierce carnivore. I just want you to look up a video of them yawning.
Oh, dear.
And tell me what you see.
Oh, my God. Wow. They were hiding these chompers in there, huh?
So
those teeth are insane.
Yes.
This looks like a saber-toothed tiger.
So that's actually, okay. So they have the longest canine teeth relative to their body size of any wild cat.
Really?
And typically at their max, they'll be about 2 inches long. And so some say that they are the modern day saber-toothed cat.
They really do look exactly like it looks like the profile. You know what they look like is the Thundercats logo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. I can see that.
They look like a staple remover.
Right. What?
Look at.
I'm using that. I've never thought of that.
I'm going to pull up two pictures side by side. Hold on one sec.
I've never thought of that. That is so clever.
Oh, you didn't play with staple removers and pretend they were Thundercats as a kid?
Oh, I
thought this was.
I play with them and just use them as like chompers. I was like, oh hey, I'm biting something, but I never thought about that's what the clouded leopard looks like. I didn't even think about that. But yes.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yes.
Look at my screen.
Oh yeah.
Ready?
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Yep.
It's the same image.
It's the exact same thing. Wow, look at those teeth. Jeez.
Look at that. Same image.
Wow. Look at those teeth. Look. And so the thing is
that not the craziest?
People don't know how small of a cat they are, too. They're not a big cat. Let me think. What's a good comparison? So the females can be about 30 pounds at their max, and the males will be about twice the size of that, so about 60 pounds.
They're much bigger than any house cat I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're way bigger than the house cat. No, they're gosh, what would I give that? It'd be like I guess medium-sized dog. So smaller than a German Shepherd, smaller than that, right? But more like a
beagle, maybe.
Bigger than a beagle. A really large beagle, but with a massive tail. Those tails are huge.
Yeah.
No, I love them. One of my favorite things about them is because they are an arboreal cat. So they're an amazing climber. So they have really cool ankles. They have double jointed ankles that they're able to climb down trees head first and hang upside down with their rear feet hanging on to branches.
Oh, that is so cool.
They're such an amazing kitty.
I have seen them at the Point Defiance Zoo.
Yeah, that's where I was as an intern.
Nice. Oh, we go there all the time.
Yeah.
We've seen the clouded leopards just climbing around in their habitat, which is really, really cool to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But also I think they use a clouded leopard in their show, and the clouded leopard would jump up and walk across the sort of rope that they had across the stage.
That's awesome.
And anyone who has a cat has probably seen their cat, do these really impressive jumps, and they're really good at balancing and really good at stuff like that. But this is if your cat was 3 times bigger, but still had that really precise agility.
Shout out to Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium really quick, because the American Association of Zookeepers, their annual conference is next year at Point Defiance. Point Defiance is the host. So I'm pretty excited about that. I hope to be a part of it.
Short commute for you.
Yeah, I'm right here. So I've been talking to them about it. I just have been so busy, but I want to try and be a part of it somehow. I might host a session. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Shout out to them. I love all those keepers over there. They're awesome staff. So, even though they're a small cat, Neophilus, that's the small cat category, but they still chuff. Chuffing is the sound that big cats make.
They're in it for the love of the game.
Yeah, so big cats are roaring cats, right? So roaring cats lion, tiger, whatever, right? And they can't purr. So think about a cougar, which is a really big, smaller cat. With cougars technically purr.
That's adorable.
It is. Yeah, they're actually really cute. It's pretty adorable. But these guys chuff. So that's one thing that always confused me, especially when I was an intern. So they can't roar, but they chuff, which chuffing is reserved for those cats that roar only. So I'm confused. Can
I say Neophilus, though? Great cyberpunk sci-fi main character name?
Yeah, it's a good name. Strong name.
Neophilus? I feel like that would make a good sci-fi character.
You were talking about comparison to like cats and stuff. All I can think about are how long their tails are.
Which is fantastic. That really adds a lot to it for me.
It's said that they have the largest tail to body ratio of any cat. Because their tail is massive.
And it's fluffy too. So like when I've seen them, last time I saw one at Point Defiance, it was curled up in a ball in like a tub. They had like a tub in its like enclosure, and it was curled up in a ball, and the tail was like wrapped all the way around its body. That was really, really cute. I was a big fan of that. That was great. And I was really happy that they had it was like literally like a plastic tote that you would put like Christmas decorations in or something like that. And it had like a bunch of blankets and towels on the bottom, and the clouded leopard was just curled up in it. And I was really grateful that they had the tub positioned in such a way where you could see it from the window.
They're so adorable. Okay, now this one is not really fair because look, they're not cuddly, right?
Sure, certainly, like behaviorally,
but a lot of facilities that have clouded leopards have to hand raise them. Unfortunately, because clouded leopard moms are notoriously bad at being moms.
Oh no!
And history tells us this. They have a really low survival rate as kittens.
Oh,
yes, as
really?
cubs. Yeah. A lot of times the cubs get pulled because mom will just abandon them.
How could look at the little kitten? How?
They will just straight up abandon them. And it sucks. But
it's funny to me that humans are more endeared to clouded leopard kittens than like
they're pretty adorable.
Cloud leopard. Like humans are like, I would do anything. I would lay down my life for this kitten. I would give anything to protect and cherish this kitten. And their own mother is like, it's all right.
I could do better. I could do better.
Let me take another pass, actually. Let me try this one again.
So I was a very fortunate intern. I don't know if it's because I had a little bit of background in the zoo world already, or they just felt like being nice. I had quite a few days of quote unquote playtime with the cubs because I needed socialization. And so I got to go in there multiple times and help engage with them and run around with them and play with them. And
you'd never see me again if that was me.
Right.
You'd never see me again.
I got very close to one. It was a female named Sooksun. And let's see, right before I was leaving, they were 6 months old right before I left. And one of my oldest photos for my profile for Jungle Jordan, even before my name, I named myself Jungle Jordan, was actually of Sooksun on my head licking the top of my head. She loved the texture of my hair. So she would climb and put her gigantic paws on my face and just sit up there and just lick my hair.
Oh my God.
And
that is some weird cat behavior.
Yeah.
That's like, I was talking to a friend recently about how like every cat has one weird food that they're like a total freak about. And my cat's thing is mayonnaise.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I know, right?
Weird.
So it's funny that the cat's one thing was like your hair.
Yeah,
the cat was like, this is my
upset.
stuff.
And because she had a brother, which was nice. So that gave them time to play with each other. Because typically moms will leave, especially if there's one baby. Like she guaranteed will leave. That's almost any big cat. They will typically not be stimulated enough to provide milk. They just, hey, this baby's not going to survive. I'm not making milk. I'm just going to leave. It'll help me survive. That's just right, survival of the fittest. But she had a brother, and the brother never would do that to me. It was just her. It was so interesting.
Was she maybe grooming you?
Possibly.
Is that like a grooming thing?
Yeah, for sure. And also, I'm tall, right? I was the tallest person there. So when I stand up, I'm like a tree.
That is also a cat thing. I need to be as high up as I can.
Right. So as an arboreal species, they're going to be up high.
And she gets up there and she's like, this perch is delicious.
Delicious. One of the things I used to do when we went to the big yard that was actually next to the big show stage they would do this thing called sharking. They'd be running with each other, right? Just playing with each other. And then you wouldn't even be involved in the play. You'd just be standing minding your business. And I wore shorts because it's summertime, so it was hot. They would run by you with each other and then all of a sudden swipe one of their paws at you and just dig in. Like they don't mean to hurt you, but their claws would just dig into my leg.
A total menace.
Every keeper that was there can tell you the same thing. all their legs and arms end up with scars. This is why cute, but not necessarily cuddly, right?
Right.
As a species, they would mess you up, okay?
Because they're just playing.
They're
like,
playing.
oh,
they had no idea. Oh, whatever.
We're just goofing off.
I'm just gonna slash you.
You're like, I have permanent damage to my body.
Take my Achilles. Yeah, like literally permanent damage to my Achilles. Like I
just slice a tendon real quick.
Yeah, I'm just on the ground, bleeding out. She's on my head, licking it.
That is also extremely cat behavior for my cat. My cat is a jerk, and he will do that sort of thing where he'll like be playing, and then like as he's playing and like everything's good natured and fun, he will take a real quick swipe.
My gosh.
Or he'll hide behind a corner and wait for you to walk by.
And then pounce.
Get your feet as you're walking by. I'm like, what are we doing?
Oh my God, that's a cat thing. Such cats.
Cat behavior.
So Silk-Sun, fast forward, okay? At this point, I named myself Jungle Jordan on social media, and I'm already doing traveling stuff. It's 2022, and I go to the Houston Zoo, and I meet some keepers there. I make videos, and then as I'm about to leave, one of the keepers walking by recognizes me and says, "Hey, you want to come see some of our animals real quick?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." And then I was like, "Wait, is this where the clouded leopards are?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Wait a minute. This might be a long shot, but I know this was a couple years ago. She had babies, but do you guys still have Silk-Sun here?" She was like, "Yeah, she's back over there." I was like, "No way." She was taking a nap, so I saw her in a tub from afar, but like...
The reunion.
Yeah, well, I doubt she was going to remember me, but like, still, I was like, "Wow, I remember her as a baby." And I showed him the picture. That was like, "Oh my God, she was a cute baby."
Oh.
And so that was really cool to kind of like full circle to be able to see her still doing her thing, being her own mom. I do think she actually was a successful mom. Like she raised her cubs by herself.
She had a good example.
So
she had a good role model.
That was a hand-raised cat. So it can be done.
You were the mom that stepped up.
I was not the mom, but I was that like aunt that like, you know, the aunt that comes in every now and then, or I was the uncle that comes and plays with the kids and gets them all riled up and leaves. Says, "I don't got to deal with this.
Give them a couple bucks.
Yeah, here you go, kid. Take that. Buy yourself something nice for some cookies or something. I don't know. Candy."
Listen, anyone who has like a cool family member like that knows that like when you see that person, even if you haven't seen him in 10 years, you still get hyped.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Oh, got it. Yeah.
You have that association in your brain of like, oh man, I bet if she had smelled your hair, it would have all come flooding back.
You know what's funny? I'd like to wonder. I like to think about that because they are pretty intelligent animals, but you know, I'll hold out hope.
Yeah, we can just believe in our hearts.
I'll believe in my heart. She remember.
Can I ask you this though, as someone who will probably never have the opportunity to verify this for myself? Are they as soft as they look?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, there depends on what you think. Like, what are you envisioning?
I'm imagining just straight up like the most luxurious Persian cat, fluffy, you know, marshmallowy soft.
No, there's a little bit more texture to it, but they're not like they're not coarse by any means. They're pretty soft. Well, when they were cubs, they were really soft.
Oh.
They're really soft when they're cubs, but it does get a little bit more fine. It's a little bit more smooth texture. But they're soft.
I'll have to live vicariously through you.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. You're talking to somebody who's just like, you know, I don't know. I've touched so many things.
Yeah, you're like, I guess it's soft.
You know, I don't know. You know,
I've touched softer.
I've touched soft. Right. That's exactly, well, that's kind of what I was thinking of.
You're like, it's no panda, but
you know, okay. I'm gonna say something about this. I'm gonna segue. I'm going to say something about this, and I might get some people hating on me for this one.
Uh-oh.
Pandas are one of the most overrated animals on the internet. Okay?
Now you've done it.
Yeah. Be mad at me, you guys. I don't, you know, if you like me until this point, you hate me now, I'm fine with it. Pandas are overrated. I have a friend out there, Katie. I know she'll be very happy about this, but pandas are the most overrated animal. Yes, they're amazing. They're cool. They're sweet. They're soft, whatever, but they're overrated. There are so many animals out there that could use a lot of love. Like, give some more love to an animal that want to mate with each other. Okay? Because pandas don't want to mate at all. They're so skittish and terrified of each other.
We like pandas more than pandas like pandas.
Boom. Boom. There you go. Thank you. We're keeping it PG here, guys. Sorry.
When I did have a chance to see giant pandas at the zoo in Atlanta, actually.
Zoo Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah. And that was maybe my first time ever seeing giant pandas in person. And they were like really close to the window too. So we got a really good view of them. And once I saw one in person, I was like, okay, I get it. This is great.
All right. They're just big, goofy little things.
A fundamentally unserious animal.
Here's what we're going to say. This is an honorable mention because this was not a part of my list. But honorable mention to bears in general, okay? Grizzly bears especially, pandas too. But look at those ears. Just Google bear ears. Google bear ears and tell me those are dangerous. Like
tell me that's not made to be just like you just run your little thumb over them.
That's made to be rubbed.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I mean, I feel like there's a reason that they're like the go-to stuffed animal for kids,
Boom.
Right? Like
look at
we have
them.
already kind of been primed to associate bears with like cuddling and loving,
right?
Like
just goofy, and you know what? They're only honorable mention because they're omnivores, right? Except the polar bear, but that's the only strict carnivore, right? So that's why they're not part of this list. There we go.
but a nod, a special.
They're a special nod to them.
They are ultimately friend-shaped. Like they are the sort of platonic ideal of a friend shape.
Yeah, actually, and speaking of that, to switch, my number one often gets confused for a little bear, the wolverine. Absolutely love.
Can I tell you, I just did a Google search.
Yeah.
For just the word wolverine. Do you know what I got?
Oh, Hugh Jackman?
It's just Hugh Jackman. It's Hugh Jackman all the way down.
You have to say animal.
Let's see how far I have to scroll before I find an actual Wolverine animal.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows down is the first picture of an actual Wolverine.
Wow. That's crazy.
Okay, so tell me about your, if you worked with Wolverines?
I have worked with Wolverines. I worked with them. Another shout out to a Washington State facility, Northwest Trek Wildlife Park. One of my favorite places to have ever worked, to ever go, because it's like a zoo and a free roaming park.
It's the thing that I talked about earlier, how like when I go to a place, if I'm going to go to a zoo, I want it to be like reflective of the place.
Exactly.
Like I want it to feel like this is what this place is like. And that's what Northwest Trek is. Right. It is like all native animals that live here naturally. And like a lot of the exhibits are literally just like, it's the woods that were already there.
Right. Like you're walking in the forest and you just happen to see this bear or this wolverine or this coyote, whatever. They just put a couple of little barriers in established woods.
It's so cool.
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
It's beautiful.
I love it there.
Really
literally, it just was too far.
It doesn't feel like you're like in a zoo almost. It feels like you're just hiking.
Yes, that's why I love it. Shout out to Northwest Trek. But Wolverine, so I used to work with a beautiful male named Diablo. He was the sweetest little man. Oh my God. Okay. Let me tell you how cute he was. He had his little morning routine. He would get his breakfast, do a couple laps. He'd be excited. He would do a couple smelling throughout the exhibit, look for his enrichment. Then he'd go sit down for a nap. Okay.
Old man activities.
He had a little cave.
Old man activities.
He had a little cave in his exhibit. So we had these little, like, what we call den windows. So they would come up and there's like be bedding material, and he would come up in the window and like sit and lay down and go to sleep. He had a pet little friend of his own in there.
No.
He had a little pet frog. So, okay, he could have easily eaten this frog. He would go up and sniff it when he walked in and just be like, okay. And then would sit down. And this frog, on multiple occasions, I found it sitting on top of Diablo.
No.
Laying down on him, just sleeping with him.
Not best friends.
They were best friends, I swear. And then I think it was a female red-legged frog. She was huge. Oh my God, she was so big. Because the females in the frog world are bigger, typically. And she was massive. So I think it was a little girl.
Oh, and they're just buds.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Wolverine was like, oh, this is the frog exhibit. And I'm just like...
I don't know. So for those that don't know, I guess I should throw some facts, throw some info out there. So they're a big weasel. They are the largest member of the weasel family, Mustelidae. And They are just huge and look like a mini bear. They're the sweetest.
They do look like a small bear.
Like a small bear. They have the cutest little ears, the softest features, right? But they're so intelligent. But the thing I want to point out here is that they are in the weasel family. Now, for those that don't know, a lot of members of that weasel family are known as pretty, quote unquote, spicy, vicious. Like a spicy ferret, right? So think about, I love river otters. They're actually one of my favorite animals, period. But think about like the fisher. People commonly refer to them as a fisher cat, even though they're not a cat. Badgers, and guess what? Everyone's favorite, the honey badger, right? Everyone knows how the honey badger don't care, right? But they are actually, I would say, second to the wolverine as far as being the most quote unquote dangerous. You know, it's like literally nobody messes with the honey badger. Nobody messes with the wolverine. There are the same videos that you see all those like lions and stuff running away from honey badgers. Those same videos exist with wolverines, with cougars and bears, coyotes. Nobody messes with them.
I wouldn't either. I also found a picture of one of these things yawning, and the canine teeth aren't as long as the clouded leopards, but they're very thick. The teeth are very like thick. Like they look like they could do some crunching.
Yeah, so you know the thing about this is, so since we said bears are omnivores, this is not really fair. This is kind of a cheat. No, it's kind of a cheat because the wolverine is also an omnivore. We'll allow it? Okay.
We'll allow it.
Okay. They're just, they're adorable. I love them and they're so sweet.
They are so cute, and I feel like what I see a lot of from them in like videos and stuff like that is the audacity.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they're always squaring up. Like, at every opportunity, they have no sense of self.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, they have very little self-awareness of their, like, actual physical size.
Well, so, the funny thing about that is actually they have really poor eyesight.
Oh.
So they just can't see that they have a small stature.
They're like, I'm just going to operate on pure assumption.
Yeah. No, they're great. So they have awesome sense of smell. They will travel miles and miles of territory in the search of food and resources, things like that. And they're just little tanks. Like, you cannot stop them. Some people actually have trained them in the wild, trained wild wolverines. Well, they weren't wild. They were either abandoned and, they were rehabbed, whatever. And they have been trained to locate avalanche victims. Yeah.
I remember reading about this, which seems to me, I feel like using wolverines for this job is an unnecessary complication.
Yeah. Well, they're strong enough to dig them out and pull them out.
That's true.
Yeah. They'll smell them through many feet of snow. They're awesome. Gosh, I love them so much.
Can you imagine being like, there's an avalanche, you're having the worst day of your life, you're stuck under many feet of snow, and then you start to hear some snow above you, you're like, oh, thank God, I'm rescued. Someone's coming to help me.
Nope.
I'm so glad. I can't wait to see my rescuer descending from the heavens. As the snow's being cleared away, you start to see glimpses of sunlight. There's like rays of sunlight coming through. You're like, my angel of mercy here to rescue me. And the snow clears away, and it's a wolverine.
Huffing and puffing with teeth glaring at you.
Like, the claws just scraping at the snow. You're like, wow,
dead.
okay.
I would think I'd be
you'd
dead.
be like, this is it.
Okay, well, I was already dead, but now I'm double dead. Like
this day could not possibly get worse.
I get ripped apart. One of my favorite things, too, is how cute their scientific name is, too.
What's the scientific name? I don't remember what it is.
Gulo.
Oh, that's great.
So actually, a friend of mine, shout out to him, Dallas. He's a zookeeper at Fresno Chaffee Zoo in California. I always remember him because he's actually one of the first people I met that talked to me about wolverines at Northwest Trek. He was obsessed with wolverines. They're not as common of an animal in U.S. zoos, but go to Europe, they're all over Europe. All over Europe.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen very many in zoos.
Yeah, I know Detroit has them, Trek has them, and there's maybe one more that I saw. Oh, I think San Francisco Zoo has one, but they're the cutest little things. Oh man, they're terrifying. They'll mess you up. But they are so cool.
Now, in times when you've worked with them, is this a type of animal that like you would be able to be like in the enclosure with, or is it like too dangerous?
So in theory, we could have done it at our facility, but Diablo was the perfect example. But we just had a few fears of doing it. Actually, I think they have different Wolverines there now, and they do protected contact because there hasn't really been a reason to work with them free contact.
Darn, I was going to ask you if they were soft too.
I've scratched one. I've scratched.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty soft, like teddy bear soft. Yeah,
that is comforting.
Because think about the environment they live in, right? Super thick coats for a lot of cold climates, cold temperatures, snow, super thick, dense fur.
You mentioned weasels being particularly feisty.
Oh,
and
100%.
It reminded me of, in stark contrast to Diablo's best friendship with a frog, I witnessed river otters torturing frogs in the Jacksonville Zoo. Like they would capture frogs they had like a little water, there was like a stream through their habitat. And they would catch frogs, bring them up to the riverbank, and roll the frogs down like the slope into the water. And then when the frog hit the water, they would run back down and pick it back up and bring it back up to the top. So they would like just roll it down the hill over and over again. And then once it hit the water and tried to swim away, they would go catch it and bring it back.
That is so messed up. Okay. All right. Now,
so I thought it was a rock. Like I thought they were like rolling a little rock. And I was like, how cute. They're like rolling a little rock for fun. Cute. That's adorable. And then I see the rock hits the water and then little legs sprout out of it and it tries to swim away. I was like, that's a live frog.
So I will not take any otter slander because they're like my number 2. Ooh, that's hard actually. So I had a top 2 animals to work with list a while back. I never posted it, but like top 2 animals that I worked with. Not my favorite animal, but they're pretty up there. But river otters are 1 or 2.
They're hilarious.
They're so funny and so sweet, but feisty.
I feel like they're always doing something completely out of pocket.
They are. They're nuts. You know, I love them, but they're just they're too much. I feel like I can lovingly slander them.
That's true. You're close enough.
They don't get the panda slander that I give. Pandas get all the hate. I give them all the smoke.
I feel like you've earned a little slander though.
Yes. Pandas are great, you guys. I love pandas.
They're great, but like I do feel like you can miss the forest for the trees, or you know what I mean. Like if, when you're narrowly focused on one thing, you can be missing a lot that might be around it.
Exactly.
Well, Jordan, this has been a blast. I'm so excited to have learned more about these cuddly in appearance only creatures. For people who have had a lot of fun and want to hear more from you, where can people go next?
You can find me on every platform as Jungle Jordan. Typically, there's Jungle Jordan 23. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I have a Twitter /X, but I don't use it, so don't go there.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
Don't go there.
Do not brave that blighted hellscape of a website.
No. Oh, can I throw in one shameless plug?
Please. Do all the shameless plugs. This is shameless plug o'clock.
Me, myself, and a few other animal professionals and educators and whatnots, scientists, are on a show called Super Animals that is now on Nat Geo Wild. It comes out on Fridays at 8 and 8:30. Nat Geo Wild. It's on Disney Plus now if you have a Hulu subscription. Yeah, and vice versa. So it's season 3, and apparently they told me I'm in every episode now. So that
look at you.
You know, that makes me extremely happy. But no, I just am excited.
You know, hey, you did it. You did it. You are on the animal show now.
I'm on the animal show. So that I just love to shout them out because of all the amazing like scientific minds that are on that show talking about cool animals with superpowers.
Oh, that's so cool. I'll have to go check that out. And so I'll have links to everything in the episode description. So anybody listening can just scroll down and click through and go find you on their platform of choice and hear more from you about your work. Jordan, this has been so much fun. I am so thankful for your time and your knowledge and your passion. I have learned a lot of new things. And also I feel like next time I go to a zoo and I see these animals, I'll have a little bit more like insight into kind of what it's like behind the scenes and what it's like to work with these animals. So thank you so much. It was a total delight.
Awesome, Ellen. Thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun and telling all the stories. And I promise people I don't hate pandas that much. Thank you,
It's for
guys.
fun. It's for jokes.
It's all
for
fun.
bits.
It's all fun.
It's a bit.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you learned enough to resist the very strong urge to cuddle these adorable creatures. Like my sons say, let's just pet with our eyes. If you liked what you heard, I would love it if you leave behind some kind words for us and a review on your podcast app of choice. If you want to come hang out with us online, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Discord, Blue Sky. Links to everything will be in the episode description. You can also send me an email at ellen@justthezooofus.com if you have a cool animal you'd like to hear us talk about on the show. We would like to thank Maximum Fun for having us on their network alongside the other amazing shows like the ones that you heard promos for here today. You can go check those out, learn more about the network, and how you can be a part of supporting our show, plus get access to our monthly bonus episodes over at MaximumFun.org. Finally, we would like to thank Louis Zong for our theme music. That's all for today. We'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.
Maximum Fun,
a worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows.
Supported
directly
by you.